A carnivore that refuses to eat meat, a mother who, by instinct, sometimes must let her offspring die, a solitary giant living in perpetual mist, chewing on something its body can barely digest. And yet, there it is, deep in the Minshan and Qinling Mountains, in the heart of China, lives the giant panda. We all know its plush version, the symbol of peace, the logo of global conservation, the most adorable animal on the planet. But that's the Disney version. The reality is much more complex, darker, and honestly, much more fascinating. Today we're going to set aside the cartoon to meet the real bear. We're going to discover how a species that biologically seems like an evolutionary mistake has managed to survive for millions of years against all odds. To understand the panda, we first have to look inside it, and what we find is disconcerting. If we open the panda's family tree, we find that it's a yurcid, it's a bear. Its DNA says carnivore. Its canine teeth are designed to tear fur. Its intestine is short, perfect for processing fast-digesting proteins like meat. But about 2 million years ago, the panda did something no nutritionist would recommend. It decided to become a radical vegan, and it chose the worst possible plant: bamboo. Bamboo is basically wood. It's pure cellulose. It's incredibly hard and provides a pittance of energy. Here's the crazy fact. The panda doesn't have the genes or the bacteria to properly digest bamboo. While a cow digests 80% of what it eats, the panda only absorbs 17%. The rest passes through its system like a high-speed train. The consequence? The panda is a slave to its mouth. It has to eat between 12 and 38 kilos of bamboo a day just to avoid starving to death with a full stomach. They spend up to 14 hours a day chewing, and, forgive the frankness, but this needs to be said, they defecate up to 40 times a day. Their life is a continuous cycle of in and out. This explains their famous Zen lifestyle. It's not that they're lazy by spiritual choice, it's that they have no energy. They're in permanent energy-saving mode. Running, playing, or fighting costs them calories they can't afford to lose. But nature, wise even in its mistakes, gave them a gift: the false thumb. Look at their paw. They have 5 fingers and something else, an elongated wrist bone that functions as a 6th finger, a perfect evolutionary tool designed solely for peeling bamboo stalks with the precision of a Swiss watchmaker. Now, let's erase that image of the cuddly panda. Despite their clumsy appearance, they are still bears. In the mountains of Sichuan, pandas don't live in happy communities. They are extreme hermits. Each panda marks its territory with a gland located under its tail, leaving a chemical signature on trees that says, "Stay away." They have such a keen sense of smell that they can read these messages like a newspaper. They know who passed by, when, whether it's male or female, and how big it is, and beware of crossing paths with one. Although they eat plants, their bite is terrifying. They have one of the strongest bites of any terrestrial carnivore, designed to break wood. If a panda feels threatened, it won't hug you. It can break your bones as easily as it snaps a branch. It's more there's an open secret that children's documentaries don't like to show. They're opportunists. Wild pandas have been documented hunting rodents, eating birds, and even deer carrion. If protein is readily available, their dormant carnivorous instinct awakens for a few minutes. They aren't saints, they're survivors. But this harsh solitude has one critical exception. Once a year, the forest's chemistry changes. We arrive at the most critical point in their existence: reproduction. And here is where nature turns cruel. The female panda has the most ridiculously short window of fertility in the animal kingdom. She is fertile for only 24 to 72 hours a year. Imagine the pressure. If the male doesn't find her during those 3 days in the middle of a dense, misty forest, the species loses its chance until the following year. But let's suppose they succeed. What happens months later is perhaps the most shocking event in the lives of pandas. Birth. The baby panda is born weighing 100 grams. It's a tiny, pink, blind, and hairless creature, about the size of a stick of butter. The mother is 900 times larger than the baby. It's the greatest size disparity among mammals. The baby is so fragile that a single wrong move by the mother while she sleeps could crush it. But sometimes nature sends two. 50% of panda births are twins. The mother panda doesn't have enough milk or energy to raise two. Instinctively, she knows that if she tries to save both, they will both die. So she makes a decision. She chooses the stronger one. She cradles it against her chest, and the other, she abandons it, leaving it on the cave floor. The rejected cub will cry until it fades away, while the mother nurses the chosen one just inches away. It's not cruelty, it's the cold, hard math of survival. In the wild, the panda cannot afford human compassion. Fortunately, in conservation centers, we humans have learned to outsmart the system. Caretakers switch the cubs every few hours, so the mother raises both without realizing it. But in the wild, this tragedy occurs every spring. So, we have an animal that eats poorly, reproduces infrequently, and has a precarious infant survival rate. Under Darwin's rules, they should have gone extinct. Why are they still here? Because they have us, or rather, because they won us over. The giant panda is what we call an umbrella species. China and the world have spent millions of dollars to save them. We have protected thousands of hectares of forest just for them. And here's the panda's unintentional magic. By protecting their home because we find them cute, we have indirectly saved the golden monkey, the toucan, the snow leopard, and thousands of insects and plants that aren't as charismatic but are vital to the ecosystem. The panda, with its adorable face, is the bodyguard of an entire ecosystem. It's the accidental ambassador of biodiversity, and it has worked. Recently, the panda's vulnerable status changed from endangered to vulnerable. They have moved further away from extinction.